So you mean to tell me that no African country wants the Somalians?
So I did a video that went viral, and it was basically a rant, and I was giving it from the perspective of a naturalized citizen, and I went all in on Ilhan Omar because I was tired of the falsehoods. She had made a statement talking about the fact that she's an American citizen and she can't be deported, but yet she had failed to make a distinction that there are two types of citizens, American citizens. There's natural born and naturalized, and I went ahead and gave the breakdown. If you check my page, you'll see the video. I've pinned it so it can provide you with more context. So the reason for this video is I wanted to kind of clap back on one video that I had seen that has made its round on social media about a Somali woman who's going on social media ranting about the fact that she's not getting any support. Somalis are not getting support from, whether it's other fellow Africans or, Americans, because they go ahead and they help other people, but now that they need support and they need help, nobody's coming to their aid. Something to that effect, okay? So I want to respond to that, and I'm now talking from the perspective of an African, a Zambian, okay? But I'm talking in the context of an African. Somalis, let me tell you something about Somalis. Somalis are very self-centered group of people. When it comes to Africans, Somalis like to distance themselves from other African nations.
If Ruto agrees to take the deported Somalis into Kenya,
if President John Mahama agree to take these deported Somalians into Ghana, we are also going to go to the streets, of course. I agree with you, my sister. And sometimes I say that you need to live the African experience to understand certain things. Now we hear what is happening in Minnesota, and we are not even saying that Trump is right or wrong. That is not what some of us are even talking about. But we are thinking, or we are watching how you are coming online and trolling Black Americans and trolling and making fun of whatever is happening. And you have some Africans supporting you to do whatever you are doing. Now they are deporting you. Now they are tracing your IP addresses because you said Minnesota was promised to you 3,000 years ago. We come online to do live streams and we tell you to stop, because if you don't stop, it will affect you and it will affect a lot of Africans. Now it is even affecting Ethiopians. How dare you go to somebody's country? You have some of these diasporans supporting you.
Stay with me. The context matters here.
At the end of the day, these people are Black Americans. They will not be deported. You will be deported. So to those of you giving these people the energy and the engine to keep doing whatever they are doing, you see that they are supporting them. So do you think you are helping them or you are destroying them? And I don't even understand why is that when people are being deported, their own country doesn't want to accept them. If your own country doesn't want to accept you, why should another country accept you? President John Mahama, share no one yes I mistake we. Somebody who will come to my platform and call me a monkey. I guess I'm a nice monkey then. You see, they are deporting you. And now they are looking for African countries to actually really accept you. I am not saying that all Somalis, I am not saying that all the communities are doing it. But what you are doing on this app and what you are doing on this internet, you even say you don't need our help. So which means we cannot even speak. But at the end of the day, when they deport you, you are coming to our countries. This is not acceptable. If you're Somali and then you are less than...
Somalia has been excluded from Kenya's new visa-free travel policy, and many people are outraged. While citizens from most African and Caribbean nations can now enter Kenya without a visa, Somalis have been specifically left out.
Before you decide how you feel, watch this. This is where things get complicated.
And I'm sure I'll get a lot of other Africans in the comments who can vouch for what I'm saying. Time and time again, Somalis, when you tell them that they are Africans, they will quickly debunk that. They will tell you flat out, no, we're not Africans, we're Somalis. What? Are you kidding me? So they don't even want to claim that they are Africans. They will make that distinction and tell you that they are Somalis. But yet, Somalia is in the continent of Africa. Okay. So what I've noticed about Somalis, and especially about the video that I had made, I'd seen a lot of comments from other Somalis that came into my comments saying that, you know, I was making all these comments. I should be ashamed of myself as a fellow African, why I'm not supporting our Somalia, our Somali sister. You're an African, but you're not supporting, you're talking down on her. So again, that these people are making that distinction, calling themselves Somalis.
This explains why emotions run high. Let's continue with the clip.
They're not even saying our African sister. So they want to separate themselves. But yet, these people, if they don't have that support, if you don't support Somalis and you're on the total opposite spectrum in terms of your thinking, they call other Africans slaves, they're calling us monkeys, they're calling us all these disparaging words, all these other Africans disparaging words when we don't support them. And quick to say that they are not Africans, they are Somalis. But now they want to cry for not getting support from other African nations. Like, can you see the hypocrisy here? So Somalis want they want support from other Africans when it's best convenient for them. Now that they're going through a crisis because now they've been called out for the amount of fraud that they're committing in America and all these shenanigans, all these things that are going on. Now they're calling for other Africans to come to their aid. No, I'll tell you something. When it comes to Ilhan Omar, I don't even claim her as an African. Heck, I don't even claim her as an American because she doesn't act like one. She's not an American. She's only an American by title because she got her citizenship. But even that's in question. So when it comes to Somalis, I'll be damned if you're gonna come to me saying that you need support from me because I'm an African when you talk dirty and low down and disparaging to other African nations when they don't side with you.
This is where most debates break down.
I'm quite honest with you, when it comes to Somalis, from my observation, when it comes to dealing with other Africans, they're not very inviting, they're not very welcoming. They like to exclude themselves. They don't want to include themselves when they see other fellow Africans, instead of being like, hey, let's see we're seeing another African person here, let's have that camaraderie. They don't want to do all that. They want to just stick to themselves. So no, I'm not going to support them just because they are in the continent of Africa and they are Africans, but yet they never want to call themselves Africans. They always want to call themselves Somalis. And quite frankly, I just don't feel like Somalis are a true representation of Africans as a whole, because a lot of African countries, we demonstrate the spirit of Ubuntu. We like that community. We take everybody in. Other African nations, when we see other Africans, we embrace each other. Especially when we're in foreign lands. When you come across Somalis in a foreign land and they see other Africans, they don't care. So I don't care about them. I'll be honest. That's why they don't have my support. And I'm not just gonna be supporting, Somali just because they're from Africa, but they don't want to include themselves as other Africans. Nah, sorry, I can't do it. They are very selfish people. They're not nice. They're not nice people. I haven't encountered any nice Somalian. They mean mug you when you look at them, when they hear that you're from Africa, instead of trying to be embracing. Nah, I'm over it.
Today's topic is quite uncomfortable. So migration puts immediate pressure on our systems like housing, we have jobs, we have healthcare. And this is where the conversation becomes uncomfortable. Before reacting, here is what people are missing. Let's watch this clip.
There's been a huge shift in Africa's refugee landscape. as Uganda has stopped granting refugee status to new arrivals from Eritrea, Ethiopia and Somalia. Reason being, the Ugandan government says that these countries are no longer war zones, so asylum claims are being limited, which is a surprise to many as Uganda used to be praised for its decades-long open-door refugee policy. But international funding has dropped sharply, straining not only their food supplies, but also their shelter and healthcare services. This new change has affected thousands who are already planning to go there, leaving many new arrivals stuck. However, this new change does not affect already recognized refugees in Uganda. Their refugee status will stay valid.
Now, here is where pressure starts to show. Let's continue with a clip.
If Ruto agrees to take the deported Somalis into Kenya, we are going to the streets. We do not want those motherfuckers in Kenya. They need to get deported to Somalia, Mogadishu, where they want to be. Ruto, you are warned. Do not try that at home. We will go to the streets.
It is funny how the world has perfect vision when we make a mistake, but goes blind when we offer a hand. Why is our assistance always invisible? You see, they call us hostile. They call us tribal. But open your history books. Go back to 1935, when the Italian fascists wanted to crush Ethiopia, the last free nation on the continent. Who did they try to send to the front lines? Us. They put guns in Somali hands and said, go kill your neighbors. And what did we do? Many of our forefathers said no. They were executed for refusing to be the foreigner's weapon against their own neighbors.
This is where now the opinion starts to divide. Many African countries are already stretched thin, and actually most of them are hosting huge number of refugees and with limited resources. So when capacity is tested, resistance grows, and not always out of hostility but out of strain. And another layer of people bring up identity, historical debates around culture and belonging, or even regional identity still influence how solidarity is perceived today. Let's watch this clip.
But do you think it's normal to operate in somebody's house by force? When the owner of the house tells you to leave, you don't want to, you refuse to leave. And I think what type of disrespect is that one? But do you think this is Somalia? Do you think this is Pakistan or wherever you come from, where you can just, how you can just, you people are literally doing as you please in a foreign land?
They went to march against us, fighting for our children. They went to march. So in this case, you can call your march.
You're not going to hijack our houses. You're not going to hijack the economic space that South Africans are supposed to operate in. We are here to send that message to you, to give that message to you. Panamanja, please, let's not waste time. I agree everything you said. According to the agreement, expiry, and on top of that, they are refusing to sign or comply.
Whether fair or not, this perception always serves in moments of crisis. So when capacity is tested, resistance grows, not always out of hostility, but out of strain. And mostly this is now where the opinions start to divide and narratives shifts. And this is not just happening in one place, and it is not only happening in Africa. So stay with me, this part really matters. Watch this.
Somali nationals officially banned from entering the United States. Now, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has just imposed a full travel ban on all Somali nationals, both immigrant and non-immigrant entry into the country, starting the 9th of June 2025. Now, Donald Trump claims that Somalia lacks the infrastructure and security capacity to properly screen and vet individuals, posing a perceived threat to American national society. Now, President Donald Trump has also claimed that Somalia has long faced challenges, including weak central governance, limited territorial control, and the presence of militia groups, which have fueled US concerns over safe havens and unvetted migration. So this ban severely restricts all Somali nationals' ability to travel for education, family reunification, business and medical reasons, and could further isolate the country both economically and diplomatically. Now experts are saying unless Somalia strengthens its governance, security and documentation systems, Somali citizens may face long-term exclusion from global mobility and opportunities, further hindering the country's national development.
This conversation isn't about villains or even heroes. It's about systems under pressure and communities reacting to change and people searching for stability. Migration forces uncomfortable truths about capacity, responsibility, and limits, and ignoring the conversation won't make it disappear, of course. If you value calm, honest discussions on complex issues, stay here because these conversations are not going away. Migration debates doesn't exist in a vacuum. They are influenced by history, identity, and long-standing perceptions, and not current events. And thank you so much for watching this episode up to this particular point. Make sure you give your views on the comment section and make it respectful. Subscribe, like, and comment. Tell me what you think. Bye for now.